Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Shack here, and welcome to Warhammer 40k Gladius Relics of War, a turn-based strategy title that's been out since 2018, and we're just now coming to revisit it. Now, I was a little disappointed when this first came out. We had a lot of issues with multiplayer, we were getting disconnects, we had to keep reloading in, and I never kind of went back to play it. So I thought it'd be fun earlier this week to jump in and give it another go. I know that they've released a few DLC packs for it over the last year or so, and I have been pleasantly surprised. It's rare when we get a really decent 40k game, and even from a small team, this one is a blast to play. We spent all night, me and Wasted, playing it last night, pretty much. And I was playing Imperial Guard, and the way that they run multiplayer in this is actually a real joy, and we'll talk about that. So this is the beginning of a Let's Play, but in this first episode, I'm gonna talk about my thoughts on it and why I think you guys should give it a try, especially if it goes on sale. You should pick it up. All right, so let's get into it. We're gonna go to New Game, and we'll do medium map, small world, mediums, everything on medium. We're gonna play as I know I normally play Imperial Guard here on the channel, and that is my favorite faction of the Warhammer franchise, but I'm gonna go Space Marine. I'm gonna change my color to red, I already have, sweet. And we'll play against the, who do we wanna fight against? Maybe not orcs, I played orcs in the last two matches. So we'll do the Chaos Space Marines and the Tyranids and the Nids. We'll fight against them, that should be fun. We'll purge them. Excellent. So let's get into it. There is a bit of story here. They've got a few cutscenes, and then there are quests in the actual, in each actual mission that are different per faction once we get in. Maps seem to be randomized as well. So if there's anything else we want to do, Assault DLC pack I have now. I don't have this Lord of Skulls DLC. Damn, okay, whatever. I thought I'd picked them all up, but apparently I'm missing one. Let's get it going. For the Imperium.
Gladius Prime was a bastion of humanity, newly colonized. A suitable base for our chapter to rebuild and recruit. We Space Marines raised our fortress here, grew strong again. But the Orc invasion brought a warp storm that cut off our Emperor's light. And the dread Necrons crawled from the earth beneath our feet. War was on all sides, yet we are the Emperor's chosen. We do not dread the dark, or quail at the relics of old. Terror is for those who oppose us. We know no fear.
Oh man, all right. Sweet, I've played the Space Marines one time. What I was starting to say at the beginning of this, and I probably edited it out, but when you choose your color, it actually changes your unit color. So you can kind of get the chapter for Space Marines that you want just by kind of choosing the color. I was thinking like Blood Ravens here, or Blood Angels, whichever one you prefer in red, or if you're playing as the Guardsmen, choose green, or they'll look weird. I'm just saying. You might be able to go with like the team color, the black team color, but whatever. Anyways, we're in. Now, the game works on a hexagon system, so we can kind of click our character, we can move them around. When you're playing this in multiplayer, this is the part that I want to make sure everybody is clear on, because this is so cool. If you're playing this in multiplayer, it has an option to turn on simultaneous turns, and if you're playing cooperatively, highly recommend it. Absolute blast. Because you and your partner both get to take your turns at the same time, there's almost no downtime when you play, unless you're kind of getting on the back foot, like you're losing too many units and your buddy has way more than you, which kind of happened to us last night. But anyways, that is, if you've ever played Warhammer Total War, and you've played it with another player cooperatively, and you know that like 60–50% of your game time is just sitting there, waiting, downtime, waiting for their turn to end, you know how frustrating that can be. And that's not a thing in this, and that's why I think the multiplayer works so freaking well. Anyways, let's get to the base mechanics and start this up. So, our Space Marines are trying to rebuild on the planet. A warp storm has cut us off from the Emperor's light, and now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do. We have 2 units of Tactical Space Marines. We are missing, I believe, let's do a little scouting. Now, terrain makes a big difference in this. Forest will give you a visual barrier, so you won't be noticed so it can lower the ranges of some units, and you can kind of sneak up on people. You got to be careful of stuff like this wireweed, these like razor bushes. It will cut infantry to pieces, and even some light armor. I noticed my my guardsmen sentinels were actually taking a little bit of damage from standing in wireweed, so be careful with that. Stuff like this Imperial Ruins, which we'll actually scout that out a little bit. Let's go right about here maybe and take a look. I probably should have gone here and grabbed this. We'll talk about that in a second. So the Sunken Hive. So this is all Imperial Ruins, and this gives a huge defense bonus. So you get each one of these hexes doing, let's go ahead and end our turn. Doing something different, right? They're gonna give you major bonuses and whatnot. Now, as the Space Marines, I believe we only get one city, and it's already recommending where we should put it. I'm gonna agree and put it right here. Everything we have hot drops in from orbit, and we are going to get later in the technology tree, we actually get the drop pods for our units to drop them on the other side of the map, which is actually quite fun. It was one of my favorite things from Dawn of War 1, was loading up Space Marines and dropping them into the fight, you know, toward the late game. So you do get that in this. Whereas like the Imperial Guard, all about digging in, setting defenses, it seems like I'm still figuring out their strategy. So, all right, we have our city. It's going to be our only one. Everything in this is nameable. So... there we go. Why not? We can, let's go ahead and build stuff. So we'll go into the city itself and we can start gathering territory up. We can start claiming stuff. Well, actually what I'm gonna do, every time we end a turn, we're gonna be able to move our units. You got one movement, so you choose where to go. Different units have different speeds, so they can go farther, and then their ranges are indicated by whatever kind of weapon they have. So in this case, we've got bolter guns on this squad. The squad can shoot up to range 2, so that would be 2 of your hexes. So you get stuff like a basilisk that I built as the Imperial Guard could shoot 6 out, right? So way out, like they can't even see you. As long as you've got a scout to designate a target, you can just bomb the crap out of them with heavy artillery as the Imperial Guard, you know, as you do. It looks like it auto-claimed this. This is one of the outposts. It gives us a little bit of resources, and we'll talk about what the resources are in a second. Let's go ahead and scout just a little bit more. I don't want to get too far away from the base just yet. Let's get you guys in the Sunken City. It looks like there's another outpost out there. It looks like it's a ruin, which will give us a little bit of extra research. Very cool. What do we want our city to do? And we have to choose the research that we want to do. Let's grab and acquire tile, and let's go for... that's output, production output. Let's say production output, and we'll put a barracks there. Production is going to be how fast we can crank out units. Now, our resources in this are requisition resource, used to sustain the population in the city, construct buildings, as well as produce and maintain units. So we got rec points, which we're generating from our city here. We'll be able to build buildings to up that even more. We've got our power. You build generators, you'll start bringing in more power. Then you've got your research, and we've got our loyalty. If we get too large, I think in population, loyalty for the Space Marines goes down, and each faction has its own mechanics that I'm sure we'll learn about as we get into it. And remember, I'm no expert at this. I've just been really enjoying figuring out all the mechanics for it. And then influence, which will allow us to do some of our special abilities, like for the Space Marines, drop an entire Fortress of Redemption down, which is a building that can shoot stuff. So we have like immediate droppable defense, which is quite cool actually. But we can only do one city, so is where we're at. I don't know, we might be able to get a second city with research, I'm not sure. Here's the research tree, which we can start scrolling all the way through, all the way to tier 10, like, you know, the Aquila macro cannon, which I have yet to see, and beacon locations. Where's the drop pods are like, yeah, there they are. They're at tier 7, so there's a whole bunch of stuff here I haven't even gotten to play with yet. I did pick up one of the expansions, which for the Space Marines meant that I wouldn't get stuff like the Chimera. Like, you just don't get them unless you have the DLC, which is kind of a bummer, as it's it's a standard unit for the Guard, right? Like, I can't imagine them not having their APC. I mean, they mount everything to those Chimera platforms. So it was really weird to not have that as an option unless I had the DLC, which was like, I think it was like $4 or something. Bit of a bummer, but if you're gonna get it, I don't know if I could recommend the DLCs just yet because I haven't built any of the units, but that's the kind of stuff that you'll see it in the list, but you won't be able to do anything with it. Of course, I have it now, and it looks like, I believe this is potentially DLC content. I'm not sure. Is the Razorback. Again, another transport for your infantry. Kind of cool. Maybe get us a little bit more distance. All right, we got oh, we didn't choose our research. I'm gonna go with orbital scan, operation that reveals the target tile and adjacent tiles. Tactical doctrine. Chapter tactic that increases the accuracy of your tactical space marines. All right, accuracy wouldn't be bad, but frag grenades would be really great too, and armory would allow us to get ground vehicles, and we need that to get the Razorback. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for, I'm actually gonna go for frag grenades. Frag grenades are an ability that our space marines will get that'll be on a timer, but it makes them super effective at just wiping out lightly armored infantry groups. And so our main quest starts. As chapter master, the arrival of an enormous orc horde on your chapter's homeworld was calamitous, but no one ever said that the Adeptus Astartes shrieked a challenge. Yet after months of fighting, the battle remained locked in a stalemate. You instructed the civilian planetary governor of the Astra Militarum, get those Imperial Guard in there, to support was required. Clearing the Green Menace was a priority. However, a blow to the chapter's pride. We had to ask for help, and the Guard are there. Barely had the Guardsmen landed when a system-wide warp storm began, devastating the planet. So our objective here is going to be deploy a Fortress of Redemption next to a special resource. So it wants us to use our ability. That's going to be fairly easy to do. It requires influence, and it has a 10-turn timer. So we're going to want to explore probably a little bit. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. You make your way this direction. You capture that point. I want you guys to be able to support each other if you need to. All right, captured. And then our quest was to drop one of these nearby. You know, we can actually claim a resource point. Oh, there's another one right there. We can't do that because we can't see it, right? No, we can't do it. We'll do it next turn. We'll do it next turn and complete this quest. So not all the quests I have found are always in your favor for completing. The Guardsman ones, for as far as I managed to get in the chain yesterday, were positive benefits when I finished them. One of them for Space Marines was like, hey, this is a Necron tomb buried underground. You got to deal with this, or it's going to keep just... Necrons are going to keep waking up and attacking you, which was awful. It was actually why I lost that campaign, because I kept getting backlined by Necrons in the middle of a fight against the Orcs. So we're going to go this way. Again, we don't want to go into the purple razor grass. That will kill us, or it'll at least start doing damage. And let's start heading a little south. We're not going to go too far because I want this squad to make their way up. And we'll go ahead and grab the... Well, we could go ahead and get a generator. We could get a... This is going to be your research structure, your librarium. This is influence. This is going to be your power generation. And there are 3 slots here in this section of the city that we've begun to build up. I actually had a lot of fun naming every one of our squads after members of the chat on Twitch. It was a bit of a blast, you know, seeing them in, Tryon, hold that position as long as you can. While trying to get them like reinforcements. It takes on almost like an XCOM feel of getting attached to your units. Anywho, let's pick up, you know, I'm actually just gonna acquire another tile potentially. Now let's go for research. Let's go for research. So is there a research bonus here? I don't think there is. So tiles have different bonuses that they'll give you. Of course, like this one right here. This is +2 research. I think if we like attach it to the city, might be worthwhile. Or this is like rec points. And this is straight up influence. Let's go for the influence one. We'll grab that and we'll end our turn. +2. Okay, so as long as we have it. And we have found some Xenos. Vespid Stingwings. They are grayed out, so they're a neutral unit. They're not actually one of the factions that we're up against. So what we're gonna do is, what was our range? Our range is 2, but line of sight is being blocked, I believe, by the Imperial Ruins here. So notice they're not lighting up red. If they were lighting up red, we'd be able to engage. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna move here. This is open terrain. We now have a sight on them. But we're not gonna have a lot of defenses. So what we'll actually do is we'll run into this cover. For, what are these? Outposts. Outposts actually give a defense bonus. So they didn't take nearly as much damage as they would have had I put them, say, into this open field where there's no cover. Now, you notice that they did fire when I moved on my turn. There's an Overwatch system in this. By default, all your units will be set to Overwatch, So if an enemy moves into their firing range and they can see them, there's nothing like a forest or buildings blocking their view, they'll open fire. This is super important for guardsmen using that Overwatch to get that initial hit, because most guardsmen units, especially infantry, don't have a lot of health. So you're going to want to make sure they get the first hit. So digging in with them really works. Space Marines, I'm not sure how it's going to work with them. I'm going to assume we're going to get real aggressive and punch things in the face. Now that we've moved in position, the options you have for units are quite cool. So Overwatch is the default, like I said. When you have a lot of units and some of them are in like a defensive position and you don't want the game focusing on them every turn, you can put them on hold position here and they won't come up on this skip unit button where it's telling me, hey, you've got 2 units you haven't given an order to. That way you're not having to click this like 5 or 6 times, which is nice. We've also got hold position until healed. You'll lose your Overwatch, but you'll gain health. By default, I think it's 15% per turn, and it'll even tell you how long it'll take until you're fully healed. But because we're in an outpost, we're actually getting some sweet bonuses. And these bonuses are even magnified more when you're inside a city wall. So you can fall back to your city and potentially fight an enemy invasion, an incursion off, and then charge out, fix bayonets, as we did last night with the Imperial Guard, and charge out. But let's get to shooting. So we're gonna right click. We can actually see on the bottom left our attack estimates around where the damage will be. Let's open up. They are in cover as well, so we're not gonna do that much damage. And there are a number of units in each squad. And as we knock those numbers down, as those actual models die, it seems to lower the amount of damage they can do because there's less of them alive. So let's go ahead and move up. We're gonna move you guys into cover. We're gonna have you guys back us up. We have 2 rounds, 2 turns until our frag grenades are done. We'll go ahead and end the turn there. Let's see what they do. They're opening up on us. We've got 1 casualty. Okay. That's all right. And we've got our next bit of terrain actually finished up. So I'm gonna go ahead and construct this research center. I wanna get my research going a bit faster. Fairly important. And let's go ahead and engage. So we'll have you fire. And then, is this considered Imperial Ruins? It is, that's why it's blocking our range. We're gonna move you guys up. We're gonna have you guys fire. Nice. And you can see if these guys were slightly over, maybe into the orc fungus, which is something I think orcs can actually deploy. I don't know what it does for them yet because I haven't played the orcs, but it's kind of neat that they can change the terrain a bit. And you can modify terrain. Guardsmen have, I believe they've got a unit that can clear terrain. I know the Space Marines do. They've actually got a piece of artillery that can just chew through things and change the terrain type. Research completed on frag grenades. The lethal storm of shrapnel from these grenades drives opponents further under the cover for a few precious moments, allowing attackers more time to close in and hopefully get the first blow in against a disoriented foe. Hey, guess what? We've got grenades. So we're gonna take the unit that has the most surviving members, and we're gonna chuck some nades, and you can see that's gonna do considerably more damage, and we'll chuck it. See if we can get them out of these buildings. It wasn't enough to kill them, but we do have 2 grenades. So I'm just gonna go ahead and check the next one. Ooh, maybe not actually. So grenades are, I believe they do damage per unit, right? So the damage is only 1.5, but I think it's per every unit that it hits. So in this case, if I told this squad of 3 to fire, you can see how much damage we would do. If I use a grenade, it's actually gonna be less damage because there's less targets. There's less shrapnel to go around. So I'm just gonna have them do their normal attack. And the AI normally isn't too stupid and they would fall back. This is taking a long time to kill these guys because they're in that cover. If we had taken this position before, found them out in the open, we probably could have killed them in 1 or 2 hits. But because they're in the city, it's more of this infantry back and forth blasting at each other. All right, we're gonna go for the armory now. And once we get, I wanna say once we get 2 or 3 things researched, it'll unlock the next tier. And some of these buildings and some of these researches are gonna require something before it. So like the land speeder requires the armory. So we're gonna go a little bit heavy into, I think we're gonna go a little heavy into vehicles. My Imperial Guard might be showing. Hey, where are you going? Don't run, come back. Wow, how far did he go? All right, this squad is pretty badly wounded. These tactical Space Marines, I will call these guys the first squad. The holdouts is what that squad's gonna be called because they managed to hold out. And let's go track those down. The one thing that I have learned I can't see them. They must have some kind of special flying ability that lets them move faster, or maybe Space Marines just can't move that far because of the bulky armor. Maybe they're very deadly over short distances. I'm not really sure. We do want to kind of swing around. I want to grab one of these and complete this quest. I don't think there's anything above us anymore. We should probably scout that, though. It's in the turn. Armory in 2 more turns. And if you look, 8 turns left on those frag grenades. You also noticed we gained another member of this squad, so the holdouts are looking okay. Let's keep chasing. I have noticed that the AI is smart enough to retreat and heal their units, even the neutral ones. So if you don't hunt them down and find those Xeno, they will cause you more trouble. Let's go ahead and keep healing. I'm going to put you guys on heal. Order City. I want you, oh city of mine, to work on... Let's get the productions building up. I haven't done that yet. So we're going to get basically a barracks. And it'll allow us to start training units. Now, what in the world did you guys go? I just don't see them. Can't go this way. Let's go this way. Haha! We've located 2 more enemy squads. We must not meddle with these Xeno artifacts, my lord. We're going to have to fall back. Now, he's out in the open, I believe. Are they out in the open? Ruins, rain damage reduction. Okay, so they're in some kind of ruins. Move through terrain, which is weird because I don't see any ruins. But it says ruins stealth. Oh, no, they're stealth when they're in ruins. Gotcha. And then they're fleeting. I don't see the unit that we actually did damage to. Well, we are going to open fire. And I don't know if you've already noticed this, but, and I like this a lot, especially when you're naming your units and getting kind of attached to some of these squads you've had since the beginning, they have levels. So keeping them alive means a lot, 10 levels to be exact, and it does give them more damage and more health. All right, this is about outnumbered. We may have to fall back. We do have cover because of the forest. Gives us, what, 33% range damage reduction. But even that, being focused down by 2 squads, not great. And our grenades themselves are actually being recharged, so... Hey, we got the armory. Well, home to anything that a Marine might employ to purge the battlefield of Xenos and heretics. From the simplest combat knife to the most redoubtable of relics, the Master of Ordnance keeps a close watch on the chapter's war gear. Only his gene print can grant access to this titanic underground repository of weapons and vehicles. And you can see the list of vehicles. House rule, when we're streaming this on Twitch now, is that you have to have died as a squad leader to become the Dreadnought, which I love. There's even a Land Raider. Do they have the... Yes, the Predator tank. We need to get some Predator tanks online. Yes, because the Predator tank, cool thing about the Predator tank has, it has a range of, I think, 3. So it can outrange most cities, so you can actually use it to siege a bit. You know, I would love to get you guys to reinforce. They don't have cover. So I think I'm gonna get a little uppity and just go ahead and engage, and then I'm gonna start moving you guys. So this, if you roll your mouse over a target, you can actually see where they have to be to engage that target. And you can figure out kind of what turn they're gonna need to be on. So what we're gonna have to do, yeah, we're gonna move here. And it's gonna take another round, and we're gonna throw a grenade at this group, I think, and lower the number, and then we're probably gonna have to fall back with... We'll call this squad the Woodsman. Give them a name. I'm terrible at naming things. Don't judge. All right, let's get another... ooh, we're tier 2 already. So we could get Assault Marines, melee infantry units equipped with jump packs to overcome terrain obstacles. That is actually part of the Assault DLC. Because I... No, it's not. Because I was able to build these guys. Pretty great. We do have anti-armor grenades as well, but I don't feel like that's super important. Why don't we go Razorback? We'll go Razorback. Like an orbital scan would be nice. Oh, we already have an item? Sweet. So there is a hero system in this where there's actually loot, and there are stores on the map that you can find to equip your heroes. And apparently we've already claimed, probably from the relic, I imagine, this Omniscope, which will give better accuracy. Very cool, very cool. And some of those can be a little nuts. Last night, Wasted had a war boss that was... I would say on the borderline of broken in how strong he was. Yeah, we're gonna have to fall back with that squad. They're not gonna do enough damage now. Which is now the time to mess around, actually, with Overwatch. So So what we're gonna do is, they're gonna be faster than us. Let's go ahead and move back. And we're gonna move into this, and I think we're gonna head back to base. That way we can get some health back. So we're gonna fall back. I am missing... Oh, I might have to drop a perimeter defense building, actually. Do the quest. Yeah. Let's do it. Dropping it in from orbit. Not the greatest placement, I'll admit, but we're gonna take it. All right, Chapter 1, the final foundation. Deploy a Fortress of Redemption next to a special resource, which is what we've done. It gave us 50 requisition, bringing us back up to 122. We are building the barracks buildings, so we'll be able to train some. We need to generate 20 requisition per turn. That's our objective. And that's probably not gonna be that hard, actually. We could just build a, yeah, we'll put it right here because there's already a +1 on that location. So, where is our, we'll queue it up now so I don't forget. That's a research, that's influence, energy, requisition. Here we go, the refectory. Let's see, the chapter's mammoth dining halls and kitchens is what this is, which we actually can't build it here, probably because we have to clear the tile? No? Oh, it has no spots. Oh, it has no spots because this is an outpost. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. Never mind, ignore me. Ignore me, I don't know what I'm talking about. We're gonna go ahead and claim this then. I think it'll only take around a turn, and then we can build it there. Get the bonus from it. We have incoming. Now our Overwatch should fire for not only our Space Marines, but the building itself. You can actually see its giant cannon on the top there. Let's see if it does. Both Space Marines are opening up, and they have no cover, so they're just getting completely stomped. There's 2.3 damage right there. Oh, boys, you got 4 health left now. Oh, they start with 8 armor. Damn, Space Marines are cool. Imperial Guard, not so much on the armor. That's a ton. All right, we have the Razorback. And you do come with a weapon, a twin-linked heavy bolter. Let's see, traits. It has heavy, reduces the accuracy, has reduced accuracy after moving, good to know. So if we keep it in a position, it'll do more damage. Twin-linked is increased accuracy. Oh, that's why it's a twin-linked weapon. What's the other weapon? Stormbolter, also 2 range. Also 2 range, less accuracy, a little bit of armor pen, but not nearly as much. And it does attacks 2, damage 1.5. Okay. And it'll tell you like what will actually affect this for upgrades and how much it's gonna cost and how many rounds it'll take to make, which you can augment through various research. I know the guardsmen have like abilities they can kick off to force the workers to work harder, do better. All right, I would love to annihilate this group. It looks like our building was unable to fire, and I think it might be because it had just been built. So we're gonna give the order to fire. Nice. And we're gonna have the Space Marines finish the job. Cool. Now what I probably should have done was move them out of position, put these guys in there, and that would have gotten their health coming back a little faster. But, here we are. So what I'll do is I'll tell you, hold position and go ahead and heal. So now they're not gonna auto-fire if an enemy comes nearby, but they are in cover, so I'm gonna just leave them where they are. If I move them, I wouldn't get them to heal. And let's do a, actually I think I can move them. I think healing is considered their action. Let's do another cluster mines. Grants scout bikes the ability to place cluster mines. Really? I mean, I do wanna do, that's actually pretty cool. Oh, and this is research to make the Assault Marine more powerful. Hammer of Wrath. It's a melee bonus. Let's do, I'm gonna play it smart. I'm gonna go dormitories. This will increase our population limit, and I will talk about that as we end the turn. Our building right now, our city is at 3 out of 6 population. I didn't quite know what this meant, and it kind of screwed me over last time I played. But basically, you need to have a population to run the size city that you've got. So right now we have 3 out of a total of 6. And how many do we actually need? We need 2 required. So we're doing fine on population, but that's how much you need to run all this. If you want to keep producing resources, that's how you've got to do it. All right, I think we're good. We need to explore a bit more. There's another unit down there that we're aware of. So what we'll do is we'll move you guys here. We can put Space Marines in the fortress, and then we're gonna move you guys over there to heal. Because they're in this outpost, they'll heal faster. 3 turns left on their grenades. Now we can see that our Space Marines are here. Now, I believe... No, we can't. No, we can't. I thought maybe we could teleport units between structures, but I guess that's not a thing. Or maybe it's a guardsman thing. I don't know. Oh, right. It is done? Is it done? It is done. We can build it. Let's start training Space Marines. It's going to cost us 40 rec points. It's going to take 6 turns because we only have 30. We only have a little bit in the way of production, so it is what it is. And we are acquiring a new tile, which is almost done. So we'll go ahead and turn. We're going to be burning through turns now. Dormitories. Through each battle, Brother receives his own personal cell. Those members of the chapter who do not directly enforce the will of the Emperor shall share communal quarters spread across the Fortress Monastery. Ooh, ouch, dorm life. Support staff, including servants, nurses, and technicians, call these, my mouse out of the way, Stark dormitories, home. Okay. What's the upkeep on that? A little bit of power. We are now at 0 power, so we're gonna have to fix that. And I might just go ahead and do that right now. Let's go ahead and build a power generation. Put it right there. Yeah, put it right there. We have that now. Do we want to do Space Marine, Assault Marines? Assault Marines are fun because they can do the jump ability. But no. I think I'm going to go Tactical Doctrine. No, we're going to go anti-infantry mines, or anti-vehicle mines. All right. You guys are healing up. We're going to wait until both squads are ready to go. And we have a third in production, so we'll just go ahead and end our turn. Everything is building, so we don't have a lot going on just yet. You know what? While we're sitting here, let me get these Space Marines. Come on out. We'll end turn again, and we'll have you guys walk around here. I just want to make sure we have enemy movement. I can hear them moving. I wonder if they're in the woods. Oh, there we go. Enemy movement, and he's come within range of the building. What's your range? Range of 3 on the Fortress of Redemption. Excellent. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna block their ability to, oh crap baskets. To enter the woods was my plan, and it didn't work. We are gonna throw a grenade at these guys. Ah, come on. Yeah, we lost one. I wanted to block them from getting into the woods on this side. But that's not gonna be the case. Check your nades. Good. Open fire. Let's see if we can just about finish this squad off. And we'll move the rest of the Space Marines up. My plan was to explore back here just to make sure there wasn't anything else that was gonna harass us. But here we are. Oh, please go into the razor wire. I've seen him do it before. Okay, anti-vehicle grenades are ready to go. And the lovely thing about these and why I like them is they are on different timers. So you can chuck one and then chuck the other in the very next turn if you really want to. It just gives you one option when fighting, particularly like lower, it seems lower thickness armor. Let's go ahead and move you guys down to the bottom of the woods and have you open fire. I want to be more aggressive. I want to get you guys some experience. I think I have to kill the unit to get the experience. Choose research. What did we pick up? We picked up those grenades. Yeah, we're getting that early research really fast. Oh, land speeders. We need to build an armory is what we need to do. Company chapel. Building that increases loyalty. Fortress expansion research is going to be an economic research. I'm actually going to go with the hero building. I want to get our heroes up fairly quickly. I feel like I'm going to have to move you south. Really could use that extra squad. Sooner would be better. There we go. Ow, 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 ow. We'll be able to heal them. Imperial Guardsmen, you can do the research and get the med pack. If you're going to play as the Guardsmen, highly recommend it. Okay, so that's how much damage we do if we hit him with the bolters. What if we nail him with the anti-vehicle grenade? Yeah, it's about the same. It's a little bit less. It's 4 instead of 3.5. Well, let's see. How much will you hit him for? Yeah. We'll throw the anti-vehicle grenades at these infantry. Why not? Let it recharge. I don't think we're going to run into infantry anytime soon, or vehicles anytime soon, though. I could be wrong. It's happened before. Oh, you're kidding me. We're down to three health left on them. Yeah, they're going to get away and they're going to heal again. We need to get down here and capture this pieces of terrain. We got 1 turn left on our units. Let's go ahead and produce an armory. We need to take more territory is what we need to do. We need to acquire another tile. So let's grab another tile there, and let's put a requisition point down, because that's our actual objective. Rec point right here for plus 20%. And that'll bring us up to not enough. We need a lot more. Okay, units. He's just making sure. Nothing up here, right? No, you're clear. Okay, intern. He's running. He probably went down this way. Okay, we have the hero production building. For those rare ceremonies that require the attendance of every battle brother, the vastness of the Reclusium allows the entire chapter to gather. This is the most precious place in a fortress monastery, home to its most sacred relics, and, in a rare few, the very body of the Primarch. Oh, I don't know if we can get down there without dying. Let's run this direction, see if we can reveal them. No, they took off. They took off. We do have our third squad, though. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to swing these guys around this direction, start picking up, like that right there is 2 more rec points. Let's do that. As we build units, they take upkeep, and it's going to keep eating away at our generation. And we've got defense over here. We could pull them back. We do have the first fortress, which in one turn, we're going to be able to drop another one if we really want to. Do we want to train another unit? Probably want to wait, because the upkeep is 2, and we need to get to plus 20. Gather 20 requisition per turn. Yeah. Currently at 2. Yeah, we've got a bit of a ways to go. So we're just going to go ahead and skip, choose research. I think I'm going to go with the expansion. I'm going to go heavy economy this time. Expansion will let us go even farther out for our city. And since we only get 1, we probably should start upgrading it. I'm going to move this squad, playing it smart, keeping our holdout squad. Holdout squad, fall back. Woodsman squad. And since you guys are just in the city, we'll call you guys the Urban Combat Team. Move out. All right. We're going to capture this. That's the plan. And let's move you guys out as well. And we're going to hold. We're going to wait on everything else at the moment. Get a little bit of stockpile. And that research is moving way faster this time. All right. So go ahead and capture this fortress. This is going to give us Grok's pastures. I guess we're gonna have fresh meat. See if we can find some more of these little outposts to claim, because they are free resources. There's another one right there I'd love to get. Maybe we can go around this, what I'm assuming is a lake. Maps are randomly generated, so I have no idea what's where. Okay, you guys are inside there, so just go ahead and heal. And what do you get? 2 turns left on the generates requisition. Yeah, but I want to get vehicles. I haven't seen this vehicle yet, and I want to build it. Let's let it finish. We might need to build a second one. All right, squad, into the forest. Ooh, there's an outpost over here, and it's a trader encampment. So this is actually a building you can go using your your influence points. You can actually buy stuff for your heroes, which is something we haven't built that building yet. Which I kind of want to. Let's see what we can do with that. We can do... Do we want to get... Building that produces infantry as well as infantry. We already have that one. Armory produces ground vehicles. All right. Let's do the ground vehicle production. I'm going to put it over here on our production square. Let's get a bonus to it. You guys have claimed that. Yeah, let's move over and claim this. This also gives us influence as well, which is great because that's what you use to spend there. We don't have any heroes yet to give out any of these items, but having seen the power of a hero, like a well-equipped one, yeah, I want that. All right, dibs on that. Move the squad up and see if we can see more. Looks like we've got some Kroot hounds, neutral Kroot hounds. Be a little irritating, but 2 squads of Space Marines should be able to handle it no problem. All right, not bad. So, well, let me bring this up real quick because we're getting kind of late into the video. when you're playing multiplayer in this, and I might do a multiplayer campaign in the future, one of the coolest things is how the multi-turn thing works, where you get to take your turns at the same time. You can actually sit here and say this is the target, right? I can say, all right, as the Imperial Guard, I've got an artillery unit. Let me, talking to your co-op buddy, let me hit him with the artillery to do maximum damage, because my artillery does individual unit damage, before you get in there with your assault marines and cut down the rest of them. Like, you can get into that level of strategy of like, hey, I'm gonna move up into these buildings over here to get extra cover, and that'll give you sight for your armor, or you can kind of work through that, or use your abilities to heal your friends' units. Even the orc healing units could heal my Imperial Guard tanks. So there's a lot of fun to be had, a lot of weird little strategies to be had. I dig it, I really do, for a game that I kind of wrote off a while back. Anyways, let's see. Let's exit city. We'll in turn let everything build. We have incoming. Should have an Overwatch shot on this because they're fairly in the open, right? Or not? Is that a special ability that they have? They didn't. I didn't get any Overwatch shots. Fortress expansion research is completed. Let's see. I'm curious. What do they get? They get fleet. Maximum movement speed is +1, so they can get one farther out. Forest stealth. That's literally what they have. So they don't trigger Overwatch on the attack, but consumes action and consumes movement. I bet you don't like frag grenades, do you? Out in the open like that. Entire squad just completely wiped out. Well, let's go ahead and share, and look at that. Now he's in cover. That's not even gonna do half their health. There's also one less unit there, so we're doing less damage. One less frag grenade going out, but is what it is. We're up to 12. I probably should put down one more requisition building. The only tile that I can clear is the one I'm standing on, my actual building? Really? You can clear tiles and you can add more spots to them, but apparently there aren't that many locations for me to clear. The train is just already clear. So, 5 turns on the armory? Really? That long? That's a long time. That is a long time. I guess it is what it is. We'll wait. We'll wait. We still got some population to grow in there and all that, so we'll go ahead and choose research. I think I'm gonna pull out a librarian or Devastator Space Marines. Oh yeah, this gives us our longer range anti-vehicle weapons, which would probably be not a bad idea. But first, I kind of want to go, we can go chaplain or a librarian. I want to go librarian and see what the psychic powers are. I think that could be very cool. Let's go ahead and end the turn. They're counterattacking again. We do have I think we have range defense. I don't think we have melee defense. Range damage reduction. Yeah, we don't have a melee defense there. But what would this do to you guys? Oh, less. It's actually less than the bolters. Okay, open up. Oh, we're still not gonna be able to kill them, but we're gonna bring their numbers down so low that they're not gonna be able to do much damage. They're probably going to retreat. A third unit over here would not go amiss right now. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and deploy them and start moving them about. Get all 3 Space Marine squads together. I don't really want to build more Space Marines because it's gonna eat into our upkeep and not let us finish this quest, so go ahead and end the turn. Get that armory online. You guys have healed a little bit more. Moving out. In the city, we'll actually be able to heal them the rest of the way. And let's go ahead and finish the job, and watch this. Everybody's gonna get experience when this unit dies. You can see it above their names. Yep, 0.8 experience, or 1.1 experience, 1.1 experience, which isn't actually enough to level them up. To level them up just yet. So let's push up to this ruin and see if there's anything else. Now, if I had picked up the research for the scan ability, which is basically using your barge in orbit to do a scan, I could start popping around and seeing what's out there. It'd eat my influence. That's kind of why I avoided it this time. Probably depending on who you're playing with. If you're playing multiplayer, you'd want to use that specifically for, like, if you've got basilisks. I could imagine popping a scan as the Space Marines. Funny enough, just like how you do it in Dawn of War 1, and then you can have your Imperial Guard buddy rain hell from the sky. But, all right, I'm gonna end this first episode here. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in this series to continue, as we play as the Space Marines and we find where or who, what Xenos are out and about, and try to cleanse this world for the chapter and for the Emperor. He protects. I'll see y'all in the next one. Later, everybody.